Hello, welcome students to our today's lecture on project management. Today on Unit 2 we are going to see project planning and management, planning and scheduling. So what are the things we are going to discuss? We are going to discuss that is first is work breakdown structure. Then we are going to see bar chart or Gantt chart, the invention of project management done by the scientist Gantt. Okay. Then networking planning, network analysis, CPM and pert. Okay, very important tools which are used for network drawing the network. So Gantt chart or bar chart, what is the meaning of that? Gantt chart is the used to graphically present the start and end dates of each software engineering project task. Okay, on one of the axis there is time, on the other axis there are activities that will be performed. Black bars are top level bars, white bars are subtasks, diamonds are the milestones. A note is that important deadlines dates at which specific events may occur is shown by different notation. So this is the bar chart or Gantt chart for ME Civil research proposal. Okay, ME Civil research proposal. So in the first week, the proposal, what activities is been done is shown. In the first week of the proposal, it is going to do what is called as your research topic is been going to be decided in the first week. In the second week, what thing they are is going to done, that is been put in the second week, that is literature review in the second week, from second week to sixth week. Okay, and in the fourth week only, after in the fourth week only, research questions will be arranged from fourth week to eighth week. Research methodology will be starting. So simultaneous activity can also start. So whatever activities are in there, whether it's research methodology, the start time and the end time of the activity is been shown graphically in this Gantt chart. Okay, the start time of research methodology is fifth week of the project completion. Okay, so this is the start time, and end time of the methodology is end of seventh week. Okay, so total duration of the research methodology is 3 weeks. Okay, similarly there will be interviews which will be taken for the doing the research proposal in the sixth week, and in research processes will be done in the seventh week. Data collection will be done in the eighth week, and research outcomes will be done in the 12th weeks. And in 14 weeks, whole of the project, starting from first week to 14 weeks, whole of the project will be done, and that all schedule is been shown in Gantt chart very nicely using Gantt chart. So this is the way how things will be done. Then further, let's say we are a civil engineer. These are a sequence of activities are been arranged in order of a house building, or okay, how the project construction will be done. So first, let's say for design of house and obtaining finance, it takes 3 months. For excavation and laying the foundation, it takes 2 months. Okay, order and receive the materials, it takes 1 month. Building a house, it takes 3 months. Paint, for selecting the paint and painting, it takes 1 month again. And for carpenter, it takes 1 month, and for finishing work it takes 1 month. Okay, so these are the activities on the left side, and duration is given to you. Okay, predecessor activity I will discuss you further. So activity number is given to you, okay, 1 to 7. And uh, further in this chart we can see how the activities are being arranged. So design of activity, it takes 1 month, more than 1 month, it is shown by bar. Laying of foundation, order and receiving the materials will take again 1 month, that is shown over here, but it will start after finishing of activity 1, that is design of house. So that sequence is been shown in this question. How is that? So that is the meaning of predecessor. Predecessor means what? Previous to one activity, is 2, activity number 2. Previous to one activity number is 2. Okay, that is the meaning of this. Previous to one activity is also 3. Okay, after what is the meaning of predecessor? Means whatever activity in the predecessor column is there, after 1 2 will start, and after 1 2 will start, 3 will start. That is the meaning of predecessor activity. Means what is the previous activity of 2? It is 1. What is the previous activity of 3? That is 1. Similarly, if I take activity number 2 and 3, after 2 and 3, which activity will start? 4 activities start. Okay, that is the meaning. And this should also match with the logical sequence. What is the meaning? We can, after design, we can do excavation. You cannot do excavation unless until design is done. That is the meaning. And that logical sequence is arranged by using the predecessor command. Okay, that is 1. After 1 2 activity will start, after 1 3 activities start. Even laying or receiving the materials, how much quantity of material is required, that can only happen after design of the house. Okay, so similarly, after 2 and 3 also activity number 5 will start, that is selecting the painting. Building the house can start after 2 and 3, or excavation and receiving the material, selecting the paint. Then activity carpenter activity can be starting after 5 only. Once painting everything is done, then only carpentry can come, and finishing work can be done after 4 and 6. Okay, 4 and 6, building the house and carpenting, after that only finishing work can be done. So this is the predecessor meaning. Means previous to two activity is 1, previous to 3 activities 1. So that has to be logically written by when in the exam, just try to draw a arrow that will help you to understand. After 1 2 activities there, after 1 2 3 activities there, after 2 and 3 4 activities there, after 2 and 3 again 5 activities there, and 5 activity 6 is there, and after 4 and 6 7 activities there. So now let us draw this bar chart for this one. You are understood this. So let us go for the bar chart. What is the bar chart meaning? After one activity, what is one number activity? One number activity is your design of activity. One number activity, your one number. Okay, your design. 2 number activity is your laying of foundation. This is 2 number. So 2 number can start after 1 only. Also receiving the material, 3 number activity, we have seen that it can start after 1 only. So it is shown over here. After ending of this bar chart at this point, how many months is there? Okay, so it is telling that 3 months will take for the design to finish. So after 3 only we can start 2 and 3. Otherwise, then going for the 4th activity, the 4th activity predecessor is given that 4th activity can start only and only when activity 2 is over. Activity 2 is over. So let us now draw 4th activity. So 2 activities getting over in 2 months, and it is starting after 3 months. So 3 plus 2 5. So at the end of 5th month only our activity number 4 will start. So 4 and how much duration of the building the house is given as 1 2 3 months is given. So the 3 months bar chart has. So in this way, if you go step by step, we can get that from bar chart the total time taken by the project. Okay, so here in this case, so for making a house, it take almost 9 months. Okay, 9 months to complete the activity, starting from the activity number one, that is design house and obtaining financing. Okay, so similarly, if I go step by step for drawing a bar chart, in let's say the example of a house is there, then first activity is your excavation. Okay, first activity is the excavation and foundation. So let's say it takes almost 3 months to uh, do the activity. So after excavations, the activity can be done is wall construction. So wall can construction and will start only and only if after construction, excavation and foundation. After wall construction, there will be roofing. The sequence of activities are there, and that are pictorially represented in bar chart. So this is the way how it is done. This is the way how it is done. Roofing. After roofing, what we can do is electrical and painting. But electrical and painting can be starting after 2 months also, during excavation process also. Electric fitting, we can purchase electrical appliances and electrical wires, and painting. And in the fourth month only we can do painting and electrical activities. So 7 days activities can also start. It is not that in the sequence only it can start. So that also the sequence is been represented in Gantt chart, and it is very good for review. You can see that when the electrical activity can start. Okay, after electric activity, finishing work can start only and only if all the other activities are completed. So let's say in the fifth month, all the activities like excavation, wall construction, roofing, and electrical is completed. So after this, finishing work can be starting. So there are two types of Gantt chart: person-centered view and uh, person-centered view is help to determine people's load. Okay, so on the x-axis, if let's say there is a time, and on y-axis there are names of the persons who are doing different activities, a1, a2, and a3. Then let's say Joe is doing these activities, then Toby is doing these activities at certain period of time, and Clara is also doing the activity at the end of 4 months, let's say. So similarly, there is person-centered view type Gantt chart, and there is also activity-centered view. So it is helps to determine or identify teamwork together on a same task. Okay, on the same task, how the team is working, how it is done. So let's say activity A1 is there. Activity A1 is done by Joe and Toby. Okay, from starting from second month to fourth month. Activity A2 is starting only done by Joe, and activity A3 is done by Clara, Toby, and Joe. From starting from the month, let's say 3 months, and it will end at sixth month. So this activity centered view and person centered view are the two types of Gantt charts. Now we are going to see what is work breakdown structure. It is also called as in short form as WBS. WBS. So work breakdown structure, we are going to see how the definition will go, and levels of work breakdown structure. What are the levels of work breakdown structure? Also we are going to see how the numbering system of work breakdown structure is there, and there are two different types of work breakdown structures. We are going to see that, and what is organization breakdown structure. What is organization breakdown structure? So what work breakdown structure meaning? It is a technique or process in which the complete work of the project is broken down into pieces or small parts. Okay, work breakdown structure is a technique process in which complete work project is broken down into small chunks or parts. So this is the way how the project is been divided into small parts. You can see the whole project is been divided into sub project. Okay, let's say a project is there. Project is been divided into, let's say project is there. Okay, project is divided into sub projects, and then tasks are given to you, and the task is again divided into subtasks, and the subtasks are is going to have work packages. So that is done by the project manager. What are the levels of work breakdown structure? There are different levels of work breakdown structure. Let's say level 1, level 2, level 3. There are many levels. Let's say for the project starting, we are given the level 1, and level 2 for sub-project, level 3 for task, subtask level 4, and in this way going forward. There is no hard and fast rule and depends on your choice. One or two levels can lead to difficulty in integration of activities. So too many levels can make analysis complex. So too many levels is avoided. Then how many levels are required? So minimum levels are required so that the starting and completion activities are seen properly. Let's say now in a construction of house, how the work breakdown structure will look. So construction idea is approved in the first stage. Second stage, the whole of the project of constructing the house is divided in this part: construction preparation, surveying, foundation and excavation, base check, wall masonry, jointing, and maintenance. So this project can be divided into these small parts. Level of the work breakdown structure. Two approaches are there: building up work breakdown till such a time that work packages available is capable of giving good definition of work content. The cost, time, and resources are required. Okay, and using 880 rule. Okay, using 880 rule. That is the thing. Numbering system. How the numbering system? Let's say the top activity is given number 1. The second row activity is given as 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. Okay, 1.1, 1.2, and 1.3. Then third level activity is, let's say, from 1.1 activity, it has been divided into some more parts, that is 1.1.1, 1.1.2, and again it is divided further. Okay, similarly, let's say construction of house is there. So construction house, if I divide it into internal, foundation, and external, so this foundation will be divided into, let's say, 2 it is. Okay, so 2 will be divided into 2.1 and 2.2. What is 2.1? In foundation we have to excavate, also we have to do steel erection. Okay, this is the way how we are going to divide the project into sub parts. Okay, and then internal we are going to divide into 1.1 and 1.2. How? In internal there will be electrical fittings and also plumbing. Okay, and external, what are the things are there? There will be masonry work, and there will be building finishes will be there. Okay, so these are the way how the work breakdown structure is been made for construction house. Even in excavate, there will be subdivision like pouring concrete, cure and strip forms is there. Okay, and in electrical fittings also there will be sub part like 1.1.1, rough electrical part, install and terminate, HVAC equipment are required. Okay, so similarly we can see how the activities are being transported from this table. There are different types of work breakdown structure. Okay, there are different types of work breakdown structure. So there are basically 2 in number. First is your product oriented work breakdown structure. Second is function oriented breakdown structure. Now we are going to see first and foremost, that is product oriented work breakdown structure. So in product oriented work breakdown structure, the project is divided into sub projects on the basis of product. Okay, like that. In the product oriented WBS, the project is divided into sub project on the basis of product. The sub project is again divided into on the basis of product only. So this is the way how the product oriented work breakdown structure is going to look. So let's say construction of a motorcycle, in which I will divide it into engine, frame, and suspension. Okay, so for construction of a motorcycle, I divide this work into three parts in according to work breakdown structure. So this is the way how the motor construction of motorcycle work breakdown structure will look: engine, frame, and suspension. In engine also I divide this into three parts: transmission, head, and battery. The frame will be divided into again three parts, that is hand brakes, seat, and headlight. Then suspension will be divided into wheels, brakes, and shocks. What is functional oriented WBS or work breakdown structure? Functional oriented WBS means the based on the function the subdivision will be done. Project is subdivided into sub-projects on the basis of function. The sub-project is again divided on the basis of functional, departmental, and so on till tiny work packages are obtained. So this is the way how the functional oriented work breakdown structure will look. Uh, so we are also seeing that how the organization breakdown structure will look. It is a process by which the personnel involved in the project can be decomposed into groups, subgroups, and individuals. For example, let's say if in a college there is a principal, then the principal, after principal there will be HODs of different departments, and after HODs there will be faculties, and after faculties there will be students who are also coordinators of SESA and all that. So if I divide this whole of the college in the organization, this organization into subparts, that is called as organization breakdown structure. Okay, into groups, subgroups, and individuals. Okay, groups, subgroups, and individuals. Let us see how the organization structure will look. This is the way how the organization structure will look. Let's say we are taking the organization structure of a building, in which first part will be electrical work, second part will be plumbing. Okay, in the electrical work there will be design and fitting. In plumbing also there will be design and fitting, and there will be administration part also, where accounting and accounts, taking care of accounts and procurement or material are to be purchased, and on time it is delivered during construction. That thing also has to be done in administration part. So organization is divided into three parts. Because of this dividing, the work is done smoothly. Now we are going to see what is critical path method, okay, and project evaluation and review technique. But basically this method or technique is nothing but a tool which is used in project management to understand the project very nicely, and to avoid the risk involved in the project. Also in short duration how the project can be done, that we can see. So any project involves planning, scheduling, and controlling a number of interrelated activities which use limited resources, namely men, machines, material, money, and time. Okay, the project may be extremely large and some and complex, such as construction of housing, a highway, a shopping complex. So for all this thing we need to have a network. Network helps you to do the activity at the scheduled time, at lesser cost. So it is required that the manager must have a dynamic planning and scheduling to produce best possible results, and also to react immediately to the changing condition and make necessary changes in the plan of the schedule. Okay, so PERT is all this PERT and CPM are extremely convenient, which are going to give visual as well as analytical view for the project manager, which assists the manager in managing the projects. What is the full form of PERT? PERT is Project Evaluation and Review Technique, which was developed during 1950s during World War. Also, the technique was developed used in conjunction with planning and designing of Polaris missile project. What is CPM? CPM stands for Critical Path Method, which was developed by DuPont company and applied first to construction project in chemical industry. So, though both pert and CPM techniques have similarity in terms of concepts, the basic difference is pert is used for analysis of project scheduling problems, whereas CPM has single time estimate. Okay, and pert has three time estimates. This is the basic difference between CPM and pert for any activities, whereas pert is going to use probability theory to find the chance of reaching the scheduled time. Okay, whereas CPM is going to use the definite integer values for getting the scheduled time of the project. So project management generally considers three phases. Which are the three phases? First is planning, second is your scheduling, and third is your controlling. Project management consists of three phases, that is planning, scheduling and controlling. In planning involves setting the objectives of the project, identify various activities to be performed, and determine the requirement of resources such as men, material and machines. In scheduling is basically talks about time, how at what time the activity will start and finish. That thing is scheduling. And controlling refers to how the resources are to be minimized, or how the cost of the project can be controlled and reduced, or economy in the project will be achieved. So different components of pert and CPM are activities and events. What is an activity? Activity represent an action and consumption of resources. Okay, resources can be time, money and energy required to complete a project. Okay, activity is always represented by an arrow. So this is the way how the activity will be represented. Two circles, an arrow. Okay, and activity is always represented above the arrow. Let's say activity A is an activity. It is represented by these two circles and arrow, and it is always noted in above the arrow. What is an event? Event or a node will always occur at the beginning and at the end of the activity. So at the beginning and end of the activity, that is called as an event. Let's say activity A is there, so A is going to have a tail event, start of the activity of A, and is going to have a head event or end of the activity A. That is called as an event. So event has no resources and it is represented by circle. Okay, so this is the thing for component parts of CPM and pert. Okay, now we will see one or more activity can start and end simultaneously at an event. So you can merge the event. This is merging event, this is bursting event. From an for an event, many activities can go outside and merge, burst. This is called as bursting. When many activities are going to start, that is called as burst event, and when many activities are going to converge or merge or end, that is called as merge event. Preceding activities. Preceding means I had already discussed with you. Preceding is what is the previous activity of C. Previous activity of C is A. Previous activity of D is what? B. So that is the meaning of previous activity. Succeeding activity is what is the succeeding or successor? After A, which activity is there? C. Okay, after A, C activity is there, and after B, C, D activity is there. So that is been very sometimes in the your exam they are going to ask A and B precedes activities C and D. Draw the network. A and B precedes C and D. What is the meaning of? Means C and D is what is the previous activity of C and D? A and B. So C and D has the previous activity A and B. Okay, that in this way we can draw the network by various logical sequence given to you, like just like a year. Thank you very much.